Flips over to March. Coming into this one, Keon Warwick, who has been running the point guard position for the Bears this season, averaging around 10 points per game. He's also one of the best marksmen from downtown in the AAC. Number one in three-point percentage at just under 44%. The score right now, 2-0, U-Pike out in front. If the Eagles are going to come away with this big-time upset, they're going to need a big game from T. Williams. Williams, top 5 in the conference in both points and rebounds. Under 10 seconds on the clock. Tucker Lau's long-range shot doesn't go. Old board for the Eagles. A.J. Shaw trying to get downhill. Hits Lau. One more to Seitz. Seitz under the goal. Kick out. Fisher, 3-ball, corner, pocket. Nakai Fisher from downtown. Nakai Fisher, one of the unsung heroes of this team, especially on the offensive end. Big-time jump shooter, both off the catch and off the dribble. Warwick's thought about pulling a long-range bomb, going to work against Lau. The shot is up and no good. Good defense by Tucker Lau. Shaw to Williams, to Lau. See U-Pike sitting in this 2-3 zone. The 2-3 zone has given Reinhardt trouble at times this year, but a nice backdoor cut by Lau for the deuce. Williams finding him. Reinhardt out in front 5-1. As great as U-Pike has been ever since they joined the AAC in 2023, this is a hurdle that has given them trouble on numerous occasions. They have not defeated the Reinhardt Eagles since 2023. So Reinhardt, they feel like they have the Bears' number. We'll see if that continues here today. Williams on the wing was looking for Fisher. It goes off of his leg. Possession will go back to the Bears. But we see it all the time in various sports, football, boxing. Styles really make these matchups happen. It really makes fights. So whatever Reinhardt is good at in a given season really seems to give U-Pike trouble over these last few years. We'll see if that holds serve here today. Inside, Bradley Bunch for the 2. Bradley Bunch, one of the best players in the conference, 5th in points per game. E.T. Williams on the wing. And we'll see what the method will be. Now U-Pike in that 1-2-2 zone, providing some different looks. Williams' mid-range shot doesn't fall. And they're so comfortable being able to get into different defensive sets and very well coached. They always seem to be in the right position at the right time. Handoff. Bunch with it. Inside. No good. Bunch wanted a foul call, and it was a lot of contact. Lau rises. Fires. No. Seitz with the foul. L.A. Walker getting the rebound. He's going to be helped onto his feet by Keon Warwick. All square at 5 points apiece. U-Pike right now starting slow offensively. You believe that Reinhardt needs to try to take advantage and put some early pressure on the Bears. And that an unforced error by Zion Blevins, throwing it off the back of the backboard. But as U-Pike begins to round into form in this game, Reinhardt really needs to try to put the pedal to the metal on the offensive side and really get the backs against the wall. T. Williams popping up in the middle of that zone, trying to go to work on Blevins. Nice move and a layup. T. Williams' first bucket today. But here come the Bears. Keenan Cutlip on the layup. U-Pike, they're going to push not just off of misses, Not just off of missed free throws, but off of makes. Very tough team to stop in transition. Shaw, again trying to get downhill. Great defense by Cutlip. Williams drawing 3 defenders. Sights at the wing. No. Because of the greatness that we've seen from T. Williams over these last 2 years, he's going to draw a ton of defensive attention. It's going to be on his teammates to take advantage of the attention that he draws and make do with their opportunities. Cutlip up to L.A. Walker, going to work against Sights. Walker, no space, finds room, knocked away by Sights. Off the face of Walker, possession going to the Eagles as we get the under 16 timeout. It's still early, but we are all square. 7-7 here in Waleska. Set to resume play, all square, 7-7 in the early stages of the first half. Reinhardt Eagles trying to pull off an upset, trying to maintain their place in the top 10 of the AAC standings. Again, only the top 10 teams advance to the AAC tournament. Reinhardt, every game for their playoff life. Sights, nice move, can't finish. He spun off of Blevins but could not get the lay in the fall. U-Pike already ahead. Keon Warwick's on the wing. Jackson Souza, newly entered for the Reinhardt Eagles. Blevins, hop step, in trouble. Rebounded by Williams. Souza, midi, it's good. And a quick timeout for the U-Pike Bears. Jackson Souza making his presence felt off the bench. Reinhardt out in front. Reinhardt out in front. Teams, we may have a clock operation issue, so the officials will get that sorted out. But the U-Pike Bears, a team that has made the NAIA National Tournament 3 consecutive seasons coming into this year. This season will make it 4. One more swing, three-pointer, no good for the Bears. That was Riley Sammons who couldn't get it to fall. Sammons is 5th in the conference in three-point percentage at 41%. Now Reinhardt in the 2-3 zone, trying to junk up the game for the Bears. In the corner, Sammons, 10 seconds on the clock. An attack, a pull-up. It's good. Jalen Rigdon knocking it down for the Bears. So now we're seeing both teams go with the 2-3 zone, really trying to make the opposing squad work for every single possession. And once more, T. Williams flashing to that free throw line area, trying to puncture that zone from the middle. He's being guarded by Bradley Bunch. Williams' shot doesn't fall, but a big-time board from A.J. Shaw. Eagles retain possession. Williams on the wing, behind the back, keeps it, spinning, inside, no good. A lot of contact. Williams wanted a call. U-Pike bringing it back up. Trying to find work on the secondary break, and they do just that. Bradley Bunch on the late trail with the lay-in. 11-9, U-Pike now on top. And we'll see if the Bears stay put in that 2-3 zone, and that is exactly what they will do. Reinhardt's best chance of being able to beat that zone is getting into high-low looks. One guy at the free throw line, another guy at the block. Williams was flashing early. Now on the wing, trying to hit Fisher backdoor, and a turnover. So the zone these last few possessions doing its job for the U-Pike Bears. And we saw out of that under 16 timeout, Jackson Souza hit a mid-range pull-up, and U-Pike's coach, Ty Compton, immediately called a timeout to rip into his team. So it seems like since that timeout, his squad has come out with a renewed sense of urgency, which can be tough to do at this point in the year, especially when you've already clinched the regular season title. You've already earned your way into the national tournament. But U-Pike, at this point, playing for national supremacy. Too many steps on that possession. Reinhardt will regain possession. But not too much to play for nominally for U-Pike. But they want to find their way into a better seed position in the national tournament. And these games can go a long way towards allowing them to do so. The score is 11-9. Bears out on top. And they remain in that 2-3 zone. No, it's more of a 1-2-2 zone now. Providing different looks against Reinhardt. Eagles have their work cut out for him on this end. 7 seconds. Derek Brown, shot no good. Reinhardt's offense has grounded to a standstill. Salmons thought about a shot. Bunch for three, and it goes. Unselfish play from the U-Pike Bears, leading to an open corner triple for Bradley Bunch. 14-9. Bears out on top. Sykes trying to work in the post. Souza, the pull-up J, it goes down. Souza, 2 for 2. Lead has been cut to 3. And Souza is going to pick up Rigdon at half. U-Pike very unselfish and plenty of players who can make do from beyond the arc. Rigdon with it. Off the screen, no good. Jace Copley had a great look at it, but could not get it to go down. Derek Brown, Arrael Jones newly entered into the game. Fisher for 3, no. Ball is loose and falls into the waiting hands of Riley Salmons. Bunch with it again. Bunch has gotten off to a fast start for the Bears so far today. He sees 2 defenders, finds Salmons, and Salmons cashes in. Bradley Bunch not just making his presence felt scoring, but this time creating a play for his teammate, one of the best three-point shooters in the conference in Riley Salmons. 17-11. Reinhardt trailing by 6. Souza going to work against Jace Copley. Nice pass to a wide open Blake Sykes. Some defensive miscommunication there from the Bears, allowing Reinhardt to take advantage. It's 17-13. The offensive process has been very impressive for U-Pike in this game. They're willing to work until they get the best possible shot on a given possession. Rigdon got in trouble. 10 seconds left on the clock. Stolen by Sykes. Sykes has a runway and throws it down. Blake Sykes with the punctuation mark. 8 minutes remaining in the first half. 17-15. Reinhardt trailing by 2. Kick out. Salmons. Triple. Yes. Riley Salmons with an answer. His second three-pointer of the ball game. 20-15. U-Pike back into that 2-3 zone. Sykes flashing to the middle. Rail Jones with it. Sousa's 2 for 2. Derek Brown, pull up. Yes. Derek Brown with the mid-range J. The offensive action starting to pick up on both sides. Rigdon, kick out. It was knocked away. Bradley Bunch leaving it for L.A. Walker. Walker, body control and hanging in the air for the finish. 22-17. U-Pike, they have size up and down their roster, but they also have multiple guys who can put the ball on the floor and not just make decisions, but make the correct decision. That's why this team is ranked 13th in the nation. Derek Brown couldn't get it to go again. Rail Jones wisely resetting for his group. U-Pike is just finding themselves in the much better positions than Reinhardt. Their offensive process has been stellar. Rail Jones can't get it to fall. Ball is loose. 1 second. Shot clock never reset. And a shot clock violation. And the Reinhardt bench is saying that a Rail Jones ball hit the rim. We're going to have a conference between the officials. Now, from my untrained eye from the scorer's table, it initially appeared that that ball came off the rim. So we will see what the call will be on the floor. Still awaiting some confirmation. So we're going to send the teams to a timeout. Still awaiting confirmation on who has possession. But with 6:24 remaining, Reinhardt trailing 22-17. Almost ready to resume play here at the Brown Athletic Center. The hometown Reinhardt Eagles trying to pull off an upset of the 13th ranked team in the country. It's U-Pike 22, Reinhardt 17. Right now, U-Pike being led by the man who's led them all season long, Bradley Bunch. 7 points in the early going, 3 of 5 from the field. For Reinhardt, it's been Blake Sykes and Jackson Souza leading the way. U-Pike still in that zone. Williams pulls up. No good. Ball is loose, and it will go to the U-Pike Bears. It's been a quiet game thus far for T. Williams. Williams 1 of 4 from the field with just 2 points. It's not the first time we've seen Williams have these slow starts offensively. He really seems to settle in the games as they go into the second frame. Blevins, the handoff for Cutlip. Salmons, who already has 2 made threes today. Nice, unselfish pass, but Rigdon couldn't get the shot to fall. Again, U-Pike's offensive process, even when they miss, You have to appreciate the way that they're finding good looks on almost every possession. Williams is going to get called for the traveling violation. So U-Pike, they maintain their zone principles, very disciplined defensively. Blevins somehow found space down low, but T. Williams able to send it back. A.J. Shaw hits Brown ahead. Brown underneath the goal. It gets the baby hook to fall. 22-19. But U-Pike, they maintain their zone principles, but you can tell when T. Williams has possession, there's multiple eyes and bodies on him at all times. Stolen. Williams, a runway. Euro. Step. Finish. T. Williams, maybe that's what he needs to get going. He's up to 4 points on the day. The U-Pike lead has been cut to a single point, 22-21. Under 4 minutes remaining. Sammons is open and knocks it down. Riley Sammons came into this game a 41% three-point shooter, and his reputation is holding serve here in Waleska, Georgia. His third made 3 of the game. Derek Brown, stolen. Ball is loose. Possession remains with the Eagles. And we're going to have a timeout. Coach Richard Morgan is going to want to talk to his team. We're going to stay here and discuss things a little bit. The U-Pike Bears out on top 25-21. U-Pike thus far 10 of 18 from the field. And of those 8 missed shots, 6 of them were great looks at the rim. Their offensive process has been great so far in this game. The Reinhardt Eagles need to try to find a way to contest some of these shots, because the way that we've seen U-Pike play this season, tops in the conference in field goal percentage, field goals made, three-point percentage as well. You cannot give a team as talented as the Bears this many easy open opportunities at the basket. Meanwhile, the Reinhardt Eagles holding serve 10 of 21 from the field. So something's going to have to give as this game continues. And we'll see which side blinks first. 25-21, the 13th ranked team in the country trying to pick up another conference win. So the Reinhardt Eagles have put themselves in a bit of a conundrum at this point in the year with 4 games remaining. 3 if you take away this one. Reinhardt 6-10 in conference play. They have that 10 spot as of right now. Only the top 10 make the AAC tournament. Reinhardt lost to Spartanburg Methodist, who's 12th right now in the conference standings. They have a game against Milligan on Monday, who's 11th. So every game so important for the Eagles at this point in the season. A loss here would make that Milligan game pretty much a must-win elimination showdown. Bradley Bunch gets all the way to the front of the rim but can't get it to fall. Nice defense from Derek Brown. And the defensive improvement from Derek Brown, a major story for the Eagles, unfortunately turning the ball over there. But Derek Brown has turned himself into a player who figures to make an all-defensive team this year. L.A. Walker going to work against Amir Green Jones. Late whistle, foul call. L.A. Walker's going to go to the line to shoot 2. L.A. Walker, 6'4" senior from Columbus, Ohio. Having a strong season thus far. Averaging just over 13 points per, as well as 5 rebounds. Shooting 48% from the field, 39% from 3, and 79% from the free throw line. And he's been a very effective and efficient member of this Pikeville lineup this season. And he goes perfect on that trip to the line. The first 2 free throws of the game, both going down for the U-Pike Bears. 27-21. Williams with it on the block, drawing 2 defenders again, trying to find space. Williams wanted a foul call. It's going to be a block from Zion Blevins. Blevins is making Williams work. His teammates are doing a great job of giving gap help as well. Kenyon Cutlip working inside, no. So Sights has it. Reinhardt trying to push the pace, something we haven't seen a ton of in this one. Green Jones, open, Trey, yes! Amir Green Jones for 3. The Pikeville lead has been cut to 3. Green Jones switching on to L.A. Walker. And now it's Reinhardt with a different defensive look. They appear to be going into a 1-2-2 look as well. Warwick's on the wing. U-Pike trying to find a way to attack it. Cutlip's shot doesn't go. L.A. Walker through the chest of Williams and finishes. L.A. Walker up to 8. The U-Pike lead back up to 5. And I just love this chess match that we're seeing from the opposing coaches. Ty Compton of U-Pike, Richard Morgan of Reinhardt. Rail Jones can't get it to fall, but you can tell both coaches trying to push the right buttons, giving some different looks defensively. Cutlip to the basket. No. Williams wrestles it away from Blevins.
Go team.
Reinhardt not playing with a ton of pace offensively. We'll see if that changes. 90 seconds remaining here in the first half. Reinhardt, they want to try their best to get out in transition and use their athleticism. 2 guards in the game right now for them, Rail Jones, A.J. Shaw, guys who are at their best when the game is in the open floor. T. Williams, also a tremendous athlete, along with Blake Sights. Williams with it at the top of the key. Rail Jones flashing middle, turnaround Jay. It won't go. Ball was loose. Now U-Pike trying to push in transition. Warwick's drawing the contact, maybe initiating the contact. Nonetheless, the foul will go against Amir Green Jones. Amir Green Jones, the redshirt freshman from Marietta, Georgia. Salmons with it. Salmons has 3 3-pointers already in this one. He's feeling it so far. Warwick's his turn. He knocks it down. Keon Warwick's from the wing. His first made field goal of the ball game is a long-range triple. The 13th ranked Bears have opened up their largest lead of the game. They're ahead by 8. Sights with it, gives it to Williams. Hop step. They're going to call it on the floor. Williams was all but certain that he had a score with a chance for one more instead. And now we have a correction. So an and 1 for T. Williams. The game's moving fast, but initially it did appear that Williams took the contact and went straight up. Coach Ty Compton does not agree with the call, having a conversation with the official. Williams makes do on the 3-point play. So Reinhardt cuts the lead back down to 5. The Eagles hanging tough with a top 25 opponent. Stolen by Williams, and he finishes the lay-in. Williams getting it done on both ends. Lead has been cut to 3. Reinhardt remaining in that press. Shot clock has been turned off. Salmons open again, knocks it down. How did he get so open? Riley Salmons, his 4th 3-pointer of the game. A.J. Shaw has it. 10 seconds left in the first half. Williams with it. 5 seconds. Behind the back. Through the legs. Throws it up. No good. And that will end the first half. The Reinhardt Eagles are giving themselves a chance. The U-Pike Bears showcasing why they are the 13th ranked team in the country. Both sides playing and clicking on all cylinders. We'll see who pulls out on top. It's U-Pike out in front, 35-29. 35, Reinhardt 29. And joining me for this second half is a very special guest. Now, I can try to introduce him myself, but I don't think I'd be doing him much justice. So I'm going to let our special guest introduce himself.
So I appreciate it. My name's Ben Pierce. I'm a sophomore over here at Reinhardt, and I'm invested. I'm involved with athletics. I'm a track runner up here, and I help out with all the basketball games and everything, do the announcements and everything. And so pretty pumped, trying to get in the booth with you some of these days, you know?
So somehow, first of all, thank you, Ben, for joining me.
Of course, bro.
Somehow, Ben undersold himself even by mentioning all the different things that he's involved in. Ben Pierce, a terrific person, but I don't think he has a title much more important than the King of Valeska. I don't think anyone else deserves that title but Mr. Pierce. So a pleasure to have Mr. Pierce.
We appreciate you. Shoot.
On commentary with me, as we're going to see if Reinhardt can come back and win this one, or if the 13th ranked team in the country holds serve.
Reinhardt Eagles are holding pretty well. Very physical game, very tight game. I feel like that's what Reinhardt wanted, was it to be a bloodbath, you know, to be a dogfight. Come out here and go shot for shot with them. I think a couple miscues, a couple things could have went both ways, but you know, I think we're still doing pretty good.
Yeah, and I feel like that was an excellent point, Ben. Reinhardt really wanting to try to muck this game up, especially because U-Pike is a team that has been so effective on the offensive end, #1 in the conference in points per game. They want this to turn into a shootout, but if this becomes a possession-by-possession game, Eagles have to light their chances.
100%, and I think T. Williams is going to be the key there. He only have 9 points, but he's got no fouls currently, so I think he can play a little bit more physical. I think he can get inside as he misses that layup, but
yeah, T. Williams already trying to get to work. He was quiet in the early stages of the first half. Now we're probably going to see him get way more involved in the second. You know that's typically how it goes for him, starting slow, letting the game come to him before putting his foot on the gas.
I think Derek Brown, number 10, also had a great first half. I think when he was in, he was getting the shots. I know he's been limping around a little bit, but I think that ankle looks good right now, and I think he's out here ready to play.
So the Eagles, if they're going to win this one, they're going to have to find a way to slow down Bradley Bunch as he hits that three-pointer. And here come the U-Pike Bears once more, ahead by 9. Inside, lay-in goes down. That's Cutlip with the floater. Score is 40-29. U-Pike has now taken a double-digit advantage for the first time today, and a timeout. Coach Richard Morgan wants to have a conversation with his team. An early timeout, not even 2 minutes of game time here in the second half, but U-Pike primed and ahead by 11. So this is a very dangerous point in the game. U-Pike opening up their first double-digit advantage of the night. Eagles trailing by 11. They desperately need to try to find a way to generate some easy offense.
I think this is a pivotal game for us. You know, playoffs are right around the corner, and really clinch into that. We're really clinching to that that 10 seed. As I believe we play Milligan Monday, right?
Yes. It's going to be 10 versus 11, Reinhardt versus Milligan. So a loss here would put Reinhardt in a very precarious position, because it would turn that Milligan game into a must-win as Cutlip knocks down another 3. That would be Reinhardt's 11th conference loss. If they drop one to Milligan, they will drop to 12 losses, which ties them up with the team that Reinhardt lost to last week, which is Spartanburg Methodist. That would make it a real uphill battle to get into that top 10.
Goodness gracious. Shoot, that's a lot of stuff to memorize, but all I know is we'll win today and we'll win and beat Milligan, and we don't got to worry about that, right?
Well, that's the hope, and I'm sure Eagle fans everywhere are hoping for the same, but right now, not looking too good for Reinhardt. T. Williams leaving it short. U Pike again trying to push. Bradley Bunch in the corner saving it, but Keon Borgs can't do the same. Possession will go back to the Eagles.
As T. Williams coming out, I think this is key, getting him to reset, getting some rest. I know he's such a mental player, and he loves the game so much. You can tell he wears his emotions on his sleeve for sure.
And there's nothing wrong with that. We know that T. Williams is a very emotional player. He's a guy who definitely wears his heart on his sleeve, but the entire team responds to that as well.
100%.
So him being able to sort of be that fire starter is exactly what they need, especially trailing. But thus far, it just hasn't gone their way in the second half. What a dime from Warwicks, but a nice challenge from Brown at the rim. A.J. Shaw pushing the pace. Eagles trying to get something going.
Oh my!
A.J.
Shaw on his head.
A.J. Shaw, welcome to your Kodak moment, sir.
Even the U-Pike players smiling about that one. Goodness.
Bradley Birch can't get it to go. A.J. Shaw, he's feeling it. Fisher, Brown. Shot. No. Rebound Cutlip. That one got the entire crowd on their feet. Birch going one-on-one with Sights in the post. The kick out. Good look for Warwicks. No good, but a foul.
Clearly the colorful crowd is not liking that foul too much.
Yeah, and one of the main rules is to never foul a jump shooter. That's something that you hear coaches say from pretty much every level of basketball. You need to have a strong closeout, get right up to the shooter. Those landing space fouls, we see it make coaches irate at every level of basketball.
We've had a very vocal crowd today. I feel like that's been a plus.
Yeah,
you can hear him there.
Yeah, to that point, it's been some great crowds here, and usually when the crowds are as great as they've been throughout this year, the team really feeds off of that energy, especially a team that goes so up and down like the way that Reinhardt has been this season. When they get going and that crowd gets into it, this becomes such a difficult place to play.
I couldn't agree more, and I love to see that, and I think we're such a momentum-based team. You know, I think as he makes that second one, I think that momentum is surely, what we need to key in on. And for three, bang!
Mekhi Fisher getting one to fall from the wing. His second made three of the game.
Speaking of momentum, I think that's exactly what we needed right there.
A big shot in the arm for the Reinhardt offense. Wide open Warwicks, no good. Reinhardt catching a break there. Warwicks, the top three-point shooter in the conference, but can't get that look to go. U-Pike back in that 2-3 zone.
And Keon Warwicks has had a very lackluster game today. Only 4 points so far. I think he's been part of the reason we've been able to keep this game so close.
Absolutely not the type of game that we're used to seeing from Keon Warwicks. He's had some good looks from three, and he's been such a reliable three-point shooter this season. But if you've been watching U-Pike, and if you believe in math and analytics and things of that ilk, you have to figure that you can't keep giving a shooter like him good looks. Eventually, he's going to get something to fall. Newly entered into the game for the Reinhardt Eagles, number 13, Dylan Fullwood. Fullwood, the 6'7" junior from Savannah, Georgia, in the game. Fullwood was a fixture in the rotation in the early part of the year. as this season has continued. Hasn't played as much, but is definitely a player with a ton of talent and size at 6'7". Bunch couldn't get the shot to fall. Fullwood with the board. Reinhardt again pushing the pace. Lau, Shaw, great pass to Sights, and a foul.
I feel like the whistle's been coming our way this period. I think that's our third foul we've drawn so far.
Yes, they're going to be 2 free throws coming up for Sights. Third trip to the line in this half. Eagles trailing by 12. Blake Sights at the line for the Reinhardt Eagles. Sights 6'6" from Cincinnati, Ohio. He's at the line as Reinhardt tries to get themselves back into this ball game. They do not want to allow U-Pike to go on a run. Perfect trip at the line for Sights, 46-36.
Speaking of runs, I believe it's a little 6-0 run ourselves. We went on, I believe.
Absolutely. Reinhardt getting up off the mat. It looked like U-Pike was going to run away with it, but the Eagles hanging tough. Now in a 2-3 zone look. Warwick's with it. Bunch. Inside. The kick out. Salmon's another good look, but it touches nothing. Shot clock violation. Riley Salmons was hot in that first half. He went 4 or 5 from downtown. Could not get his first three-point attempt to fall in this one.
And a chance to bring the Eagles back into single digits of this with this possession.
Which would be huge, not just on the scoreboard, but mentally as well. That would be a major pick-me-up, a major shot of adrenaline for this team. As you said, Ben, a group that relies so much on momentum. So maybe that's what they needed there. Dylan Fullwood hitting the mid-range J.
To bring it within 8-2, and our leading scorer, T. Williams, is still on the bench. As with him coming in, I think it would be so crucial.
So there used to be something that was said before with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. The kick out, the three, no. Offensive rebound, Bunch with it again. The floater, this one goes, L.A. Walker. But there was something that was said at one point back when LeBron James played for the Miami Heat and Jeff Van Gundy did commentary for a lot of those games. He said that it was paramount, if you were the Miami Heat, to win the non-LeBron minutes, the minutes that LeBron James is not on the floor. If you win those minutes, then you feel like he can come in and give you a lot when you have the momentum already on your side. Reinhardt trying to win the non-T. Williams minutes here today.
Well said, Zoe, well said.
50-38, U-Pike out in front by 12. So far, teetering on the brink of blowout territory.
I feel like shout out to AJ Shaw here. I know on the scorecard he's not making a big difference, but on the floor he definitely is. I think he's got that dunk that brought the momentum back in, and he's been a huge help on defense.
And A.J. Shaw, a guy who came in and took that starting point guard role for Reinhardt this season. A Charlotte, North Carolina native is A.J. Shaw, somebody who's been very effective in his role. He's at his best getting downhill and getting to the rim, and we saw that there on that dunk.
There's another steal. I think that's 2 for Blake.
12 minutes remaining. U-Pike still in that zone. Fullwood in the post, trying to go to work. Takes the bump. A lot of contact, but no call. Warwick's thought about pulling up for the 3. Throws it up for Bunch. Great catch and a great finish. Bradley Bunch cashing in down low, 52-38. And now U-Pike starting to create some distance between themselves and the hometown Eagles.
This possession, I feel, is very, very crucial, as this is something that we need to prevent this from becoming a blowout and getting out of hand.
We are on the verge of blowout territory. Souza can't get that mid-range shot to fall. Shaw ready and waiting on the offensive glass. His jumper no good. Things are just not going Reinhardt's way right now. Inside the kick out, a swing, another one for Warwick's. Very unselfish play happening right now for U-Pike. They're going to get an out-of-bounds call against the Bears. They're saying Jalen Rigdon stepped on the line. Score is 52-38.
And checking into the game, here comes T. Williams and number 10, Derek Brown. We see them coming in as A.J. Shaw is going to end up going out, as well as Fisher will end up going out and getting a little bit of rest. I think that's his first time sitting out, so.
U-Pike still in that 2-3 zone. Derek Brown flashing, shooting, hitting. Derek Brown, very adept in those mid-range spots. He's an ideal zone breaker because of his ability to be able to shoot in those gaps and make defenses pay in the mid-range. Rigdon, Bunch had an open 3, thinks better of it. Instead, kicks it out. Cutlip was also open. U-Pike working to get better looks. Down to 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Cutlip, step back J. Yes.
What a game he's had.
Jalen Rigdon from downtown in the corner, 55-40. U-Pike on top. Then it seems like every time Reinhardt begins to inch their way into the game, the Bears seem to have an answer.
You have to credit it to the number 13 team in the country, as they're just able just to keep going and keep hammering us out of here. That's a 3 from number 23, Jackson.
Big time 3 for Jackson Souza. L.A. Walker tried to answer, but couldn't do so. Wild save opportunity there from Bradley Bunch. That one almost took down the air conditioning units here at the Brown Athletic Center. So Reinhardt trailing by 12.
To Reinhardt's credit, you can see as every time U-Pike starts to pull away, a 3 or something goes our way, and we start to bring it right back in. So a 12-point deficit is not easy, but it's something we can come back from.
And we've seen Reinhardt battle back in games, specifically here at home, when the crowd gets on their side and they really get going. How big of an impact do you think the crowd will have here in the last 9 minutes left?
I think the crowd's going to have a great impact. I think the people on the court are as well. I think T. Williams and Derek Brown are going to, as we talked about earlier, be the fire that lights this team back up. I know Coach Richard Morgan is a very passionate coach, and I know he's ripping into him right now, and I'm real excited to see how they come out of this timeout.
So far, offensively, U-Pike is on fire, shooting a scorching 56.7% from the field, 17 of 30, 8 of 14 from beyond the arc as well. It has been as great of an offensive performance as the Bears have had all season long. So if Reinhardt is going to find a way to get back into this ball game, they have to be able to get stops on the other end. But this is where it starts for them, trying to find ways to score. Arrael Jones has it. Arrael Jones newly entered into the game. Jackson Souza with it now on the wing. U-Pike now in that 1-2-2 zone again. Coach Ty Compton throwing different looks at the Eagles throughout this one. And for a team like Reinhardt, who's at times struggled offensively, the worst possible thing that can happen is them getting out of rhythm. And U-Pike's done a nice job of showing these different looks and keeping them out of a consistent rhythm throughout this ball game. T. Williams trying to go to work on the wing, being guarded by Cutlip. Arrael Jones looking for some space. Step back, mid-range, Jay, no. Williams is there on the old board. Takes the contact. The lay-in, no. Brown, third chance, no. Williams with it, fourth chance. Count it, and one. T. Williams, a score with a chance for one more.
What a hustle play by T. Williams. Thrown to the ground twice in that play. Got up and just kept pushing. And as we talked about, he's the fire in this team, and he's the spark for this team.
And when he becomes emotionally invested into the game, when he starts to flex for the crowd, when he starts to chest bump his teammates, that's really when the tide turns for the Eagles. Maybe that's what they needed as a momentum swinging play. Williams cuts the lead to single digits. Reinhardt pressing. Williams almost had a steal. U-Pike's able to beat the press. Rigdon, top of the key. Now Reinhardt settling into a 1-2-2 look.
You can tell this energy from these Eagles has just flown through the roof here.
But Zion Blevins right through the chest of Blake Seitz finishes at the front of the rim. Eagles up 11. And now U-Pike again in the zone look, trying to keep Reinhardt on their toes. Derek Brown working against Blevins. Knocked away. Arrael Jones has it. He can't get it to go. Brown can't get the putback to fall. Cutlip on the run. Sit back by Williams, but Blevins is there for the finish.
And the scoreboard does not do the passion of this team any justice. They are fighting so hard for every bucket they get and every defensive stop.
Seitz in the corner. Souza, Jones, Williams, three ball, no. Souza on the offensive glass. A fresh 20 for the Reinhardt Eagles. It's hard to rebound in these zone defenses. Reinhardt taking advantage on the offensive glass. Can they finish? Rejected by Blevins. Rigdon bringing it up. Hit ahead to Walker. Corner for Cutlip. In and out.
And that's a rare miss by Cutlip.
But Arrael Jones was not expecting the pass. Turnover, possession, back to the Bears.
And you've got to think that this next possession these Eagles are going to get is going to be very pivotal again to keep this from getting too far away as the lead's extended to 13.
Yeah, 7 minutes and 8 seconds remaining. Every possession is so important, but specifically when the game hovers in between that 13 to 15 point range. That's 2 buckets away from 20. Souza, coast to coast, the steal and the lay-in. So that's a huge swing for Reinhardt there. Jackson Souza stepping up, 59 to 48. L.A. Walker to Warwick. Warwick still quiet so far. Just 4 in this one. Great passing from the Bears, but it doesn't lead to points. Blevins on the offensive glass. It doesn't fall. Now Reinhardt trying to push the pace. Arrael Jones. Lay in.
What a move.
Arrael Jones finishing inside, 59 to 50. That layup cutting the lead to single digits. The Brown Athletic Center crowd now getting involved. Chance of defense emanating from the student section.
I think the Reinhardt Eagles have found something with the zone.
They're making U-Pike work hard for these looks. 5 seconds left. Inside, no good. Rebound, putback falls for L.A. Walker. The zone giving U-Pike some trouble, but again, so difficult to get rebounds. U-Pike taking advantage. The Bears go back up by 11. It's 61-60. (61-50). Reinhardt trailing by 11. U-Pike in that zone once more. T. Williams at the top of the key. Warwick's picking him up behind the back. Euro step. Lay-in goes for T. Williams. Lead cut back down to single digits. It's 61-52. Bunch hitting Sammons, who has freshly entered the game for U-Pike. Sammons hit 4 threes in the first half. So far, nothing in the second. Blevins in the middle, working against Williams. Williams takes it away.
T. Williams has had an excellent few games. T. Williams has had an excellent little series here.
Getting it done on both ends is Williams. Derek Brown flashing. Shaw on the wing. One more to Fisher. Fisher takes a step inside the arc. It's short. That was a good look for a good shooter in Kai Fisher. Not going, as we're under 5 minutes left in the second half. Eagles running out of time to get themselves back into it.
However, only down by 9 as we're awaiting a run here. And
that's going to be an offensive foul against Bradley Bunch.
That's going to be exactly what we needed to. It's going to be a change of possession as well as, again, lighting that spark in these Eagles.
And we're going to stay here with 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Reinhardt Eagles so far giving themselves an opportunity against the U-Pike Bears. It's only a 9-point game. It's a single-digit ball game. And with the way that they've sort of started to round into form offensively, they have to feel like they're right in the thick of it.
I couldn't agree more. And again, it's only a 9-point game with 5 minutes left. You know, we've watched plenty of games where they've come back. We've watched I don't even call it a comeback. We're still have plenty of ball left to play. So I think the key is going to be T. Williams, but I also think too, Kai Fisher. I think he's due a big game. 6 points so far, and he's had a couple shots he's missed that I think he's got a couple good looks. So I think getting him open, T's drawing a lot of defenders out there. So we'll see what happens.
And Kai Fisher has always been someone that I've respected. I've always liked his game within this Reinhardt basketball program. He's a guy who is effective putting the ball on the floor and making plays. He's a really effective jump shooter off the catch and off the dribble. And when he's going, it sort of takes that Reinhardt offense up to a different level.
I couldn't agree more. Having multiple shooters like that it spreads the floor so well, especially with T. Williams' gravity on the court.
And they're going to try to open things up here, trailing by 9. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Derek Brown has it against Rigdon. Shaw trying to get downhill, forcing his way to the rim and finishing. A.J. Shaw with the scoop layup.
A.J. Shaw cutting that lead down to 7. It's, again, this arena feels like it's anybody's ball game.
Hand off to Warwick's, working against Souza. And it's Bunch in the post. Bunch, Warwick's, one more. Rigdon, no good. Rebound, Derek Brown.
And this game was opened up in the first half by the three-pointer. And U Pikes, they live by it and they're dying by it now.
T. Williams sticking with it and finishing. Some stick-to-itiveness there from T. Williams.
Couldn't agree more. He's cutting that lead to 5. And again, I say it again, it's anybody's game here.
The Brown Athletic Center crowd active here in the late stages. Inside, L.A. Walker. Walker trying to quiet the crowd with that one. Fisher in the corner, back to T. Williams. Williams working. Again, all eyes on number 3 in blue. Sticks with it again, but can't get the lay-in to fall. T. Williams wanted a foul call. So did the crowd. We're hearing everyone saying that was a foul, that was a foul. No whistle call. 7-point game. Warwick's on the wing. Taking. Looking to shoot. Trying to find some room. He's in trouble. Finds Bunch. Bunch attacking. Pass to Walker. Rejected by Fisher. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Reinhardt making U Pike work on the offensive end. U Pike, they were scorching hot through 24 minutes of play. Ever since then, the Reinhardt Eagles have tightened the screws up defensively.
Couldn't agree more, and you hear the U Pike coach and the U Pike fans screaming for a foul there as we're taking a moment to wipe the court off.
We used to have mop guys on the baseline. I'm not really sure what happened to that.
I don't know. I see a lot of guys sitting over on the student section that could be mopping. So
I'd have to figure somebody would want to do that, right?
Yeah, shoot.
I'd take the job right now.
You don't want to be up here with me?
Knocks it down. Bradley Bunch from the top of the key. He's up to 17. Bradley Bunch stopping the Reinhardt momentum in its tracks. Lead back up to double digits for U Pike. 2 minutes remaining. Brown's shot doesn't fall. Reinhardt's running out of time. And a foul by T. Williams. Not a whole lot of fouls called here between both teams. Reinhardt only 3 team fouls. U Pike only 4. Both squads are a few fouls away from getting even into the single bonus. So it's been some clean basketball and the officials letting a lot go. So a very playoff style game, very physical on both sides. Bunch again inside and again scoring. Bradley Bunch trying to put the Eagles to bed here in Waleska.
Little 5-point run the U Pike Bears went on. It's begun to silence the Eagles, but T. Williams
can't get it to fall. Shaw tried to hit Williams on the cut. Finds Souza on the wing. No. Offensive rebound. Warwick tips it away. Nice heads-up play by Keon Warwick, the 5'7" senior from Pikeville, Kentucky.
Keon Warwick has had a quiet game, as we were talking about earlier. He's the leading scorer in the conference, and he's only 5 points so far.
Bunch, another one. No. But an offensive rebound and a fresh 20 for U Pike, and that will all but do it as the 13th ranked team in the country, looking like they're going to do something they have not done in 3 seasons, and that is defeat the Reinhardt Eagles. L.A. Walker, step through, no good. The tip-in goes down for Zion Blevins.
A little bit of confusion on the court.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a conversation about that one. If they're going to call a shot clock violation, are they going to count the tip? So the tip-in is good. Zion Blevins' shot falling for the Bears. 70-56 officially. Reinhardt did a nice job hanging tough, but the U Pike Bears are going to come away with a huge AAC victory. And how about the Bears staying motivated? They've already clinched the regular season championship, but they came into this one not with a whole lot to play for, but conducted themselves with a very professional-style victory here in Waleska?
I think when you haven't beat a team in 3 years like they had, I think there's a little chip on your shoulder you get when you come in here, even though not much to play for, but there's a sense of pride where you want to break that losing streak,
And U-Pike and Reinhardt, not just in basketball, but pretty much in every sport in the AAC, always seem to be doing battle amongst the best of the best. Hesitate to call it a rivalry, but there's definitely something there when these two institutions do battle against each other.
Shoot, I'll call it a rivalry, especially in football. We saw it this year as there was a very chippy, very motivated game in the AAC championship.
Yeah, I had the displeasure of being on the team the season prior that U-Pike defeated, winning the conference in 2024. Of course, Reinhardt able to right that wrong in 2025 with a 30-point win over U-Pike in the conference championship. But absolutely, these two teams and these two programs, every time you see Reinhardt and U-Pike play against each other, you know that you're in for a treat. And it was a great game played on both sides.
And it's always great to be able to see, two teams whenever they're going to play, it's going to be the best game there. I think of when I was younger watching basketball, I think of the Thunder and the Warriors, You always knew that was going to be a shootout, and so not that I'm comparing the two, but I always
I know what you mean.
I always love being able to see being able to know that a game's going to be great.
Yeah, because it's like Kentucky and Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Or in baseball, it's like the Dodgers and the Yankees. May not necessarily always be the best teams every time, but you know that when those two teams play, you're going to be in for a big-time game.
Couldn't agree more, though.
So we're going to get an intentional foul here. Reinhardt a few fouls away from that bonus. Right now trailing by 12, facing uphill battle to get back into this one. Again, looking like U-Pike is going to put the finishing touches on yet another AAC victory. U-Pike, again, not much to play for in terms of nominal interest, but for them trying to get themselves into a better seeding position going into the national tournament. They can somehow secure a top 4 seed in a home playoff game. That will go a long way towards allowing them to make a deep run into March.
I think it'll be good too, is being able to see one of your conference teams being able to go and put on a show for the conference, on the national stage. I'll be sitting at home rooting for them,
Well, quite frankly, Ben, I know a lot of Eagle fans couldn't disagree more with that sentiment. But as someone who enjoys watching AAC play, as T. Williams gets ready to go to the bench in what is his last game here at the Brown Athletic Center. But as someone who enjoys watching AAC play, I do agree it's always nice to see an AAC team really challenge the apple cart amongst the best of the best in the conference. Tucker Lau hitting that corner 3 and a timeout from Coach Morgan. But U-Pike, they've been, along with Union and Johnson, among the standard bearers in the AAC over these last few seasons. This group may be the best team that U-Pike has had during that stretch. This is a team that I really feel can challenge into March and really give a run for the money when you talk about the top 10 teams in the national tournament as well.
Looking at the tournament after last year, I do know U-Pike's probably got a chip on their shoulder. Not getting a win in the NAIA tournament's got to be rough. So I couldn't agree more. I think it'll be exciting to see what happens. And it's kind of interesting too when looking at this game, seeing how hard everybody's playing, how hard the Eagles are still playing to bring this to a good point differential. As the clock's going to hit 0. And turn it over to you.
And that's going to be all here from the Brown Athletic Center. The Reinhardt Eagles falling to the U-Pike Bears 72-61. Reinhardt now falling to 6-11 in conference play.